So, happy Halloween! Now that your heart is racing and full of adrenaline, it is time to pump you full of sugar because today we are making peanut butter spider cookies. Don't get too freaked out because there's no actual spiders in the cookies. It's just a nice little decoration on top. This recipe is perfect because you can take the decoration on top and fit it to any season and your holiday needs. You can do a spider cornucopia, you can do a Christmas spider, you can do a lover spider, or no spider at all. But today we are doing a classic spooky spider. And unlike my last baking video, which we can all admit now, was a little bit of a flop, I will be using a recipe this time because I actually want people to enjoy the desserts I'm making. So I will actually link the real recipe down in the description for anybody who wants this. But before we get started in earnest, you might be thinking, Nicole, it's Halloween, where's the spirit? Well, check this out. Spookified Nicole and Spookified Kitchen have been unlocked. Please take a moment to appreciate the work I have put into decorating the kitchen just a little bit. I clearly put my heart and soul into this. And if you watched my fears video, which you definitely should have, so I'm gonna link that in the description as well, you would see the irony of me dressing up like a clown, because clowns very much so still scare me. But maybe this is all like exposure therapy for me, so I can one day control what fears me. But you're not here for that, you're here for some baking. So you will need 1 stick of unsalted butter, but I'm using salted butter because screw the recipe, I guess. Brown sugar, granulated sugar, and flour. Creamy, non-natural peanut butter, because if it's chunky and or natural, it's gonna ruin the entire recipe, so do not use chunky peanut butter. I know you want to, but don't. And if anyone even tries to use chunky peanut butter, I'm gonna put a curse on you. Wait, I'm a clown, not a witch. I'm gonna stand outside your bedroom window and scare you? That sounds worse. 1 egg, or fake eggs because you didn't feel like buying an entire dozen. Baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And we mustn't forget vanilla extract. And for decoration, you're gonna need little candy eyeballs and mini Reese's and dark chocolate. Now, it says you can use just milk chocolate, but dark chocolate is clearly superior, so. I can already feel my headband falling off. It is not making it through the video. And that is all you need, so let's get started. Step 0, this isn't even written in the recipe, but it's written in my recipe. You are going to tie your hair back and wash your hands. I've already got my hair tied back due to the nature of the costume and this cute little headband, but the gloves are going to have to go. Goodbye until decorating time. So the real step 1, and man, I love reading a recipe off the paper. Like, this is fantastic. This is so much easier than last time. Unwrap about 24 mini Reese's Pieces cups, put in a bowl, and put it in the fridge. When I first originally ran through the recipe, I was like, oh, I can just literally put them in the fridge, but no, you need to unwrap them first. So let's do a speed run with me unwrapping all of these and putting them in the fridge. I forgot they're like double wrapped. Oh my gosh, I don't eat Reese's peanut butter cups. I just forgot. Ooh, this one had 2 little wrappers on it. Does that mean it's good luck? Can it be good luck? I like that. Okay, I only did 12. 24 seems overkill, and that took a really long time. So into the fridge they go. Step 2, we're gonna take the butter, the brown sugar, and the sugar, and we're gonna beat it in a bowl. Or more accurately, we're gonna use an electric mixer and cream it in a bowl. So the recipe said it needs to be like room temperature, and I took this out of the fridge a minute ago, but it's still pretty cold, so I'm just gonna just kind of like warm it up using my hands. This is very scientific, warming it up with your hands. These reusable bags are such a pain in the ass sometimes because you just want to rip it completely off, but then you end up ripping the actual reusable bag part, so. A nice packed half cup of brown sugar, and there we go. And now the reusable bag won't close, even though I did everything right. I just spent like 5 minutes trying to close the reusable bag, and it's not working. So that's a later problem. I literally just put it off the side so I don't accidentally knock it all over, but just put it into a separate bag. And 1/3 of a cup of sugar. And now it's time to beat it all together until it's nice and smooth and fluffy. Look, I love a good cop-out. Like, it's just so easy to use a fake egg rather than a real egg, because I don't eat eggs normally. I'm not really an egg person. So just getting these fake eggs, this lasts for a while, and I think 1 egg is about 1/4 of a cup. tablespoon. So you gotta shake well. And apparently that's 1 large egg. Okay, stop. I messed up in like 2 semi-large ways. We gotta pause. 1, I put the Reese's in the fridge. They gotta go in the freezer, so let's switch that first. And 2, what is always step 1 of the recipe? Preheat the oven. What did I not do? Preheat the oven. Cue the ironic clown music. So preheat your oven to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am not doing the conversions this time. Back on track now. The eggs are now in the mixture, so now it's time to add the vanilla extract and the peanut butter. That wasn't a good idea. That really could have ended poorly. Don't do that. Don't try this at home. I need 3/4 of a cup of this, but how am I gonna measure this? No one ever tells you how many utensils it takes to bake, because now I need these cups and now a spoon to get the peanut butter out of the container into the measuring cups that I'm doing it accurately. You can't just, like, what else are you supposed to do? This is like the best I can do for 3/4 of a cup. If it's a little bit over, they're peanut butter cookies for a reason. You're gonna taste the peanut butter. And now we're gonna beat it again. Look how lovely this looks, and it smells fantastic because it's just like peanut butter and sugar. And now it's time for the flour, salt, and the baking powders. It says we need 1.5 cups of flour, but I just used the 1/2 cup for the peanut butter, and that sounds like a nightmare to wash up right now. So we're just gonna guesstimate with 1/2 in the cup. That's 1. That's like half. Watch me pour it on the floor accidentally. No, that's like 1/2 cup. Yeah, that's fine. A teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of here because it doesn't open. It needs to be grinded. If you think there's a better solution, I want to know. I genuinely want to know. And 5,000 years later, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I said that weird, but I can't redo it, so you're just gonna have to accept that take. And we're all preheated and we're almost ready to put them in the oven. And instead of an electric mixer now to put all this together, we are using a spatula or a wand. Still a clown. I keep making witch references. I probably just should have been a witch with all of this, but you know, clown, Party City costume, makeup. Let's just keep going. We're going to mix all this together until it resembles like a dough, because it's cookies. So maybe. Okay, so it turns out even with a recipe, I'm still a dumbass because it says mix on low or with a spatula. I just read with a spatula. So you actually could have been using an electric mixer, but it's too late for me now because I already took the pieces off and put it away. So I'm gonna be doing this for God knows how long. The cookies are finally ready to be formed and be put in the oven. We got a special step before that happens. So first, you're gonna take your baking tray. This is a non-stick one, so very fancy, and put it over here. Then you're going to take a paper plate and put some granulated sugar on it, because we're going to take the dough, roll it into a little ball, and roll it into the granulated sugar, then put it onto the baking tray. Another utensil. So it says to take a tablespoon, get a little bit in your hand. This is why we washed our hands, guys. Form it into a ball, and then roll it in the granulated, I'm gonna need way more sugar. And then roll it into the granulated sugar, hopefully without losing any pieces, like so. And then put it onto the baking tray. I feel like I cannot make a perfectly round ball to save my life. Like, there's so many deformities to this. So a little issue with the camera at the moment, but we're just gonna put these into the oven for about 11 minutes. Honestly, they're gigantic, so probably even longer than that. Okay, we're back. Had a little bit of a breakdown there that lasted about a half hour, but it's okay because the cookies are complete. Because we don't quit in this household. So we have the mini Reese's in the freezer, ready to be put on top, and we have the little cute little eyes that are gonna make the spider's face, but all spiders have spindly little legs. So we're gonna have to melt some dark chocolate in order to make those legs. Now, I could just put the chocolate into a bowl and put it into the microwave, and bippity-boppity-boo, 2 minutes later, we got melted chocolate. But I, even though I just apparently emotionally can't handle it today, wanted to make things difficult for myself, I will be doing a bain-marie. For a bain-marie, you need a pot, another bowl that fits on top of, ooh, makes a fun sound, fits on top of the bowl, and that's it. You don't know what a bain-marie is. You basically put water into a pot. It's gonna simmer, not boil, simmer, and the steam created by the not boiling water is going to heat the bottom of the pan. Put the chocolate in the pan, or in the bowl, I should say, and it's gonna melt the chocolate in a really unnecessarily difficult and long way. Again, I'm regretting doing this, but I've already committed to the bit. This is what committing to the bit looks like. You thought this and the makeup was committing to the bit? No, doing a damn, what is it called? Bain-marie. That's committing to the bit. This is what I do for my YouTube channel. Not putting too much water in the pan because I want this to simmer quickly. And this is good anyway because I needed something to kill the time because those cookies need to cool. That's an important step. Cool the cookies. Nope, didn't read the recipe again. Okay, so those kind of came out of the oven a few minutes ago. Put the Reese's on top now. While you're waiting for that to simmer, you could have a frozen Reese's. Or not. I don't know what I expected. Oh, there we go. I'm not even the biggest fan of peanut butter, but I think it's the funniest part. I just like the way this recipe looked on Pinterest because look how cute that is. So now that it's lightly simmering, we put the bowl on top of the simmering pot. Take your dark chocolate. Take your dark... Am I this weak? Am I seriously genuinely this weak? Okay, there we go. Take your dark chocolate and pour some in. Look at us go. We're baking. We're cooking. Ooh. Now that that's nicely melted, you're gonna turn off the oven now. The stove now. Obviously it's a stove. We're going to put this over here now. Ooh. We have our nicely melted chocolate all in this bowl. And we're going to put it into this bag, snip the corner off, and then we'll be able to pipe little legs all over the cookies. Bring this closer so you can see what's going on. Oh, Lord! Oh my... Okay, so I straight up just dropped my phone, but we're gonna pretend that's fine, and we're gonna decorate this cookie for Pete's sake. Okay. Don't these look just absolutely precious? So the last thing we're going to do is get those little candy eyeballs and stick them on. You cannot tell me these are not the cutest spiders you've ever seen. And the baking is complete. It's time to try one. Look how cute he is. I absolutely love it. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay. This tastes so good. But honestly, the fact that they're this thick and they cooked through, I put them in for way longer than the recommended 10 minutes though. It was like 20 minutes maybe, even longer. Even longer. I'm gonna go eat the rest of those and put myself into a sugar coma that hopefully lasts the rest of the week. Thank you all for watching and coming on this journey with me. I love these baking videos, even though they end up low-key being disasters one way or another. You can watch my last video over here, I think, and you can subscribe over here, I think. Ring the bell so you know when I upload. Have a happy Halloween, and good night.